What's going on, traders? Hope everybody had a great day. It is Wednesday, July 12th, and we'll be doing a analysis and a daily plan for tomorrow, Thursday, July 13th. That being said, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and forgive the raspy voice. I am battling a cold, so I will try to keep this short and sweet so I can get some rest. Alright, so we're always starting off with the macro here, looking at the daily. Markets were up about $3.56, 0.8%. Final print coming in at 446.02. Markets had a positive reaction to the CPI print, propelling us higher. And the first thing that I have to note is that we do have PPI tomorrow. It's not quite of a market mover as CPI, but it can influence the market, so we want to watch out for that at 8:30. That being said, I also want to lay out a air of caution tomorrow, since we did have such a aggressive move, a gap up in the markets. It is likely that we do see some consolidation tomorrow, which could lead to trickier price action. So just be aware of that. We could see continuation. I could be wrong, but typically after we see a big move in the market, they do need to consolidate, and that can be lead to a little bit more trappy and inconsistent price action. So let's just be aware of that. Still looking for this 450 target that we've been talking about in our previous recaps. We are knocking on the door, not quite there yet, but it is in our sights, and let's see if we get it this week or maybe into next week. Anything could happen with PPI. It probably will come in a little bit lower as well, so I don't really I'm not really too worried about that, but I am worried, or going to be a little bit more defensive, just in the fact that we had that huge gap up off of the CPI, and I'll be playing a little bit extra defense. So the main thing is, here we're sitting kind of in this supply zone, and the first thing that is going to be most important is that the bulls are going to need to defend 444, 444.30, anywhere in that range really needs to be defended by the bulls, which was that previous area we could not get over before. So simple SR flip there, and that is what is going to need to hold for this move to continue. But of course there are plenty of major pivots for the bulls below us that could be tapped, that might offer some nice dip buy opportunities. But if we really start to confirm back under that 444, this could potentially be a failed breakout setup, and we'll just have to see what the print is on tomorrow's daily candle. Either way, I will be erring on the side of caution, considering the move to the upside today. So big picture, 444's gotta hold, and let's just take a look. I haven't updated the new swing high on the bigger picture fibs here, but I hadn't done that because I wanted to illustrate that pivot that needs to hold for the bulls. I'll wait maybe one or two more sessions before updating this to the new swing high. But you can see here that these level, when we had right here, it needs to hold is 440.30, so also bringing it down to 444. So that is really what needs to hold. Maybe we consolidate and put in a little inside bar, maybe set up a little bit of a flag for that final push to 450. So I'll be watching that and looking for potential dip buys still, as always. But you can see here that pivot line right here on the fibs. Of course, that's going to go away once I update the new swing high, but I wanted to keep it on here just to illustrate that pivot for you guys. Let's look at our macro trends really quickly before we get a little bit more into the actionable plan that we'll be looking at for tomorrow. Right here, let me go into this one. Okay, so it's so important that we keep an eye on the macro, work our way top down so we can see that bigger picture always, and know these bigger pivots that are crucial overall. So first one, of course, is that 444, like we've already went over, and you can see here how nicely it came right into this macro trend line, tapped it, and then pulled back just a little bit today. And I did take a short trade today. My first trade of the day was short, which is pretty funny for me considering I'm pretty much kind of a perma bull. But I had a really nice move on that for about 19 points in futures. I did not take it on the options, but you can see here just that beautiful reaction here, and boom, reaction here as well. So I can't stress enough to have these macro lines all worked out. You can see where it comes in from back in March, right here, okay? So make sure you guys have your macro charted out. So 444, again, now you can just have a nice visual of that level as well that is going to need to be defended for the bulls, but really they could come all the way down to 440 and we're still bullish, but if we start breaking below that 444, there's a chance that we could see a little bit of selling, maybe down another dollar or so, maybe into these highs from the 19th of June. It's not that much further, but we'll see. I would potentially be interested in a direct buy if we do come down into 444. If that's too risky for anybody, you could always look for the look below and fail recapture, and then probably I would be taking either at the money or 445 calls. I probably would be playing the 445 calls personally, for that push back up into this zone, right? All right, so let's go into our day trading fibs very quickly, and we'll go over what we're seeing here. And again, the 23.6 extension now lining up pretty nicely for 44, for 40, 40, 30, all in this zone is that area we will be watching for potential dip buys if we do come down there, like I just said. But really, even the potential swing low, if we do start to sell down, could work maybe around 445. That is another area that has some potentiality to give us a trade. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to mark off here on this one today's swing low, so that way we have that out for us right there. Okay, so you can make a little bit of a case for a maybe a bit of a pennant here type of situation going on. I could see something like this. It's not the cleanest, to be honest. I think it looks a little bit better on futures, but let's watch. That just looks ugly. But I'll be watching this downtrend as well to see if bulls can get over this downtrend, and that downtrend lines up right around 447 or so, 446.80. We're pretty much hanging out right at it now. So another trade idea is potentially breaking over that BRB, coming back and retesting for the long, and then pushing up. The other breakout trade is possibly breaking over today's swing high, coming back, retesting, going long, and if that was the case, and we were back testing this 447, I probably would be playing the 448 calls, maybe 449, depending on the prices and stuff like that. So if we start to break this 444, I would be looking at potentially some shorts. You know, like I said, you know, I mean, we got to go with the trend. I don't know how much we would get out of a short trade under this. I probably would still be looking for longs even if we do break this. You know, I probably would be sitting on my hands, maybe coming into that 443, which is Tuesday's swing high, up into this area for a potential long, or around this 38.2 extension, just under 443, around 442.50. There could be a scenario where I don't have any tissues, where I maybe take a starter position in this area with a potential add into the 38.2. That's another way I could potentially trade it. Or you could always just wait for a look below and fail, recapture if that doesn't you know, whet your appetite. That's probably the safest move overall. So those are three options for you, pun intended. But if we do break 443 Tuesday's swing high, then I'd be a little bit more confident in the short to look back down towards the 441 area, and if we lose 441, we'll be looking for 440. So that's pretty much, and 440 I would also consider a direct long personally. Same kind of situation where I might take a starter at 440. At least then, even if it goes from there, I've got some skin in the game. But if we came down to the 618, then I could potentially add, or like I said, same situation, look below and fail. But under the 38.2, probably it could be viable to look for a little bit more of that short trade if you were interested in that scenario. And if we did break below the 442, I probably would be either at the money or maybe even the 440 puts. So that's what I would be doing there. Let's just take a quick peek at our balance zones, everything that we were watching here. And you know, this third, or I guess I should say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This bull pivot could be interesting as well, around 444.35. I think I mentioned that level before. You got to forgive me again. I need these cold medications making my brain go a bit crazy here, but I could be interested in a buy in that zone. You can see though how nicely. Hold on one second. Let me take a drink of this. You can see though how nicely, and you know, the 50% zone of our previous balance held. Look at that to a T. Boom. Right down. We were right during PPI. What a pickup there. I think the markets were closed during this time, but nice dip, and look at that, just to the T, right into our zone there, half gap of this balance before. So let's see what we get tomorrow. You know, there is a chance that we that, like I said, that we see some consolidation tomorrow. And that leads to trickier price action. Let's see if we start to create a new balance zone here. Maybe it's going to be within this range here from 445 maybe to 447, a $2 balance as we start to establish a new range. But I don't know. We'll probably have a better idea of that as the week closes out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. And if you are finding value from these daily plans and videos, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to the channel. A thumbs up, of course, always helps as well. Push out our videos to a broader audience on the YouTubes. And yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think we're heading for that 440? Excuse me, that 450? Do you think we're going to sell back down to 440? Let me know below in the comments. Would love to hear your guys' input as well. So, all right, that's all I've got. Take care.